In this video, I'm going to be showing you the simplest science-backed way to eat for pure health in 4 important steps. Each step will build on the one before, so it's going to be crucial you follow the previous steps before moving on to the next. If you apply what you learn in this video, you look more attractive, you'll feel amazing, and your body will actually start working the way it's supposed to. And real quick, by the way, I know this works because I've been eating clean for 3 years. I've done hundreds of hours of research on this stuff, podcasts, reading nutrition books, and testing on myself every single day. And that's why I have clear skin, all day energy, an aesthetic physique, and perfect health. And it all begins with step number 1. Start with nutrient-dense animal proteins as a base. I want you to prioritize protein with every meal. If we can imagine a pyramid, right? Looks like this, and then we split it up into sections. At the very base, the biggest part of the pyramid is going to be our animal proteins. And I want you to prioritize these animal proteins at every single meal. Every single meal should have an animal protein. Why? Why are they so good? Well, animal proteins are essentially beef, anything that comes from an animal. So beef, steak, eggs, chicken, bison, elk, milk, anything that comes from an animal that is a protein. That's going to be our base. Why is this our base? Because it is very, very nutrient dense foods. This is not junk food. These are nutrient dense animal foods with one ingredient and loads of micronutrients, vitamins, and nutrients. Just take a look at these screenshots here from the various animal foods. They are insanely dense in micronutrients. A junk food diet could never. Eggs and red meat are loaded with a ton of bioavailable nutrients. Think iron, zinc, magnesium, vitamin B, vitamin D, choline, etc. Junk food diets could never have this much vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And that is exactly why it is the base. Another reason why it is the base, because humans need to eat their body weight in protein to function properly. So this means that if you weigh 150 pounds, you need to be eating minimum 150 grams of protein to function properly, build muscle, support training, and support your whole general health and bodily function. And we also want to be having fatty fish for omega-3s. And omega-3s are strongly linked to healthier brain function. Now, it is very hard to find high quality fish. Most fish is called farm-raised fish, and farm-raised fish has been shown to be actually quite toxic because of the way they grow the fish and what they feed the fish. So I would only have fish if you can find it wild caught. But if you cannot find it wild caught, then I would simply add a omega-3 supplement. And if you're just starting to eat clean, it can be a little confusing, although it's not very confusing. You're just adding in a ton of animal proteins. But a good rule of thumb is that if the food has come from an animal, you're probably on the right track. And the second step you need to do if you want to eat for pure health is to use carbs the right way to look better and to perform better. There are a lot of carbs in the standard American diet. Almost not everything, but a majority of the American food supply is carbs. What do I mean by this? So this is going to be your bread, your pastas, your grains, your fast food, your processed food. All of these things are very high in carbs. Your pancakes, your cereals, etc. You know what carbs are. And we are not going to be having anything that I just listed. Those are all processed foods. Those are carbs that are very bad for us. Instead, we're going to switch that into 3 carbs. These 3 carbs that I'm about to list are the only ones that are healthy for you. Fruit, potatoes, and rice. Those are the cleanest carbs by far, and they will give you the best energy. They will support your training, and they will support your recovery because our muscles need carbs to help us grow. Carnivore diet is not the best. We need carbs, we need rice, we need fruit, we need potatoes. And a good rule of thumb is that if you are training hard, if you are an active person, then I would shoot for around 200 grams of carbs per day. So of course, we're going to prioritize the base, which is animal proteins, but now moving up a notch on the pyramid is carbs. Next up is carbs. We want to add in the carbs on top of the animal proteins. Once we've built out the meal, and once we've started the meal with proteins, then we add in the carbs, right? And real quick, another good thing about fruit is that I also want to add honey to the list of good quality carbs. Honey is very good, packed with micronutrients. I actually have some right over there. But anyway, fruit and honey are very good because they are sweet. And most of you guys watching this video are addicted to sugar. You're addicted to the candies, the processed food, the sodas. And the good thing about honey and fruit is that it's very sweet, which can give you the same dopamine, and it can satisfy your sweet tooth, therefore helping you stick to this diet better. So for example, instead of grabbing a candy bar or a chocolate bar, you would grab fruit. They are both sweet, but one is healthy for you. We are probably going to be getting enough fat from our meat, our eggs, and our beef, but if we are not, we want to add in some good fat sources. So what are some good fat sources? Grass-fed butter, olive oil, avocado, nuts, dark chocolate in moderation. Those are great fats if we don't hit our fats with animal proteins. And we want to aim for around 90 grams of fat per day, because fat is going to support our hormones. Fat is a necessary nutrient in the hormone production or the hormone process. Okay, so now moving on to number 3, what you must avoid if you want to be healthy. What you must avoid if you want to eat for pure health, look amazing, feel amazing, have a perfect body. What must you avoid? Well, there are 4 main categories of foods that you must avoid. The first one being ultra processed food. Essentially, ultra processed food is just engineered to make you overeat, make you addicted to it, and therefore making the big companies more money. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but there are scientists right now trying to make the food as addictive as possible to give you just the right amount of dopamine so you come back for more and keep making the company more money. And these processed foods are very, very low in micronutrients and very, very high in junk. So junk is essentially the ingredients that you see on the back of most food labels. I'll pop up some on screen. Do you even know what you are eating here? You see things like added sugar, seed oils, canola oils, artificial flavors, artificial food dyes, emulsifiers, gums, refined grains. All of these things are so bad for us. They will give us brain fog, make us fat, make us gain weight, lower our energy, worsen our sleep, cause a reddish skin, cause inflammation, cause acne. All of those things we want to avoid. And all of those things we do avoid when we eat properly. The next category of bad food you should avoid is seed oils. Now, you've probably heard seed oils are bad for us before, but it is not the actual seed that is the villain. It is what they do to the seed, the processing process. Basically, the process in making seed oils is this. They have the seed, they grind up the seed, they superheat the seed to extract the oil. Once they've extracted the oil, they add hexane to it, which is a cleaning product that is very toxic. So they add hexane, and then they have to degum it. So they add degumming agents like sodium hydroxide, I think it is. I don't know. I'll put it up on screen. But they add that. Then it smells like shit. It's sticky, so they have to add chlorine, deodorizers. It's just a very long I'll put the process right here. But it's just a very, very long chemical process that makes the seed rancid. And then they put it in a plastic container, so it's high in microplastics. And this is why it is so bad for us. And this is literally in everything. If you flip over a label of any kind of processed food, you will see a seed oil. And a seed oil is canola oil, vegetable oil, rice bran oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, etc. I'll put them up all on screen here. The third category of bad food to avoid is going to be liquid calories. So this is going to be your soda, your sweet drinks, your sports drinks. And reality is these are just very easy to overconsume. They have a ton of bad ingredients like we discussed. It's going to be very high in sugar and sugar alcohols, which is also very bad for us. And then this is just basically going to lead to acne, and weight gain. And then the fourth final category that we must avoid is fast food. Now, fast food is basically the pinnacle of unhealthy food. So this is going to be your McDonald's, your Taco Bell, your Chipotle. I know, yes, Chipotle is very unhealthy because they cook in seed oils and their ingredients are very, very low quality. Anyways, fast food is so bad because the standard McDonald's meal, if you get a burger, fries, and a drink, you're easily pushing 200 ingredients for sure. It is so bad. It is so low quality. Fast food is literally like subhuman level food. It is so bad. I shouldn't even have to explain why fast food is so bad. You should just be paying attention to the way it makes you feel. And another thing too is that you don't know you feel like shit until you've stopped feeling like shit. And then you go back to feeling like shit and you're like, oh wow, this is how I felt the entire time. So right now you don't know you feel like shit until you actually start to clean up your diet and feel better. And then the third thing that you need to do if you want to be as healthy as possible, eat for pure health, is to avoid the hidden poisons. So what are the hidden poisons? The hidden poisons are basically plastics, tap water, and pesticides. Plastics are in everything. There's something called microplastics, and microplastics are tiny microscopic little particles of plastic. These are very common in plastic water bottles, are high in microplastics because the water is swishing around in there, and just some plastics are leaking into the water. It is high in plastic packaged foods. It is high in tap water, and basically why plastics are so bad is because they disrupt our hormones. I'll put up the negative health effects of plastics, but mostly number one being lower testosterone. So real quick, some tips for you to avoid plastic. Filter your water, drink out of glass, don't microwave in plastic, don't eat out of plastic containers, and use steel and glass when you can. Next up is pesticides. Now, pesticides are going to be very common in our grains, so our rice, potatoes, fruits, and vegetables. It's very hard to avoid pesticides because even organic just means less chemicals and pesticides, but we can still do our best. We can do our best by buying organic produce, and we can do our best by washing our food. If we wash our food and we buy organic, we can do a very good job of limiting our pesticide consumption. But I just want you to know about pesticides. And pesticides are obviously very unideal for our health. Moving on to the next. Tap water. Your tap water is full of absolute garbage. You can expect things to show up like fluoride, lead, copper, hormones, all kinds of very random chemicals that are very hard to pronounce. You can expect to find those in tap water. And the reason is just because the water treatment plants cannot filter to a safe level. They can filter to a safe level, but they cannot filter to a healthy level. It is not safe. They say the tap water is safe to drink, but it is not safe to drink if you want to optimize for pure health. If you want to optimize for pure health, you need to buy what is called a reverse osmosis water filter that will filter out 99.9% of contaminants. And another quick tip is to avoid the healthy food marketing. Now, this is going to be your protein bars, your healthy yogurts, fit cereals, basically just processed foods marketed as healthy. And then if you look at some of these healthy foods like a Cliff Bar or a Nature Valley bar, it's just packed with shit. It has seed oils, refined grains, sugars. Very unideal. Don't fall for the healthy marketing scams. So that is exactly how you eat for pure health in 4 simple steps. Now, if you want to learn more, if you feel like I'm understanding this, but I just need more information in order to be healthy, I need to know exactly what to do. I need to be told what to do. Then go check out the first link in the description is my school community. There you will find tons and tons of education, 4+ hours of me explaining every single thing I know about health. You can expect to find everything from the optimal human diet, exactly what to eat, exactly what to avoid, the hidden poisons in our environment, how to have better sleep, some healthy add-on things you can do, how to have a better mindset when it comes to eating healthy and eating clean. And also go check out my YouTube channel, go subscribe. There I have a ton of other videos about health And I really hope this video made you healthier and therefore happier. And that is all I have for you. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.